Justice, 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 delivered, not whispered, not negotiated, delivered. It didn't knock. It didn't ask for permission. It tore through the silence like a blade through glass, shattered the lies, dragged the truth out of the grave they buried it in, and set it on fire for the whole world to see. You feel that shift, that sudden stillness in the air, like something ancient just woke up. That's not coincidence, that's reckoning. Because while they were busy rewriting your story, you were surviving it. While they were laughing, you were enduring. While they were building a kingdom on deception, you were standing alone, holding a truth nobody wanted to touch. And that's the part they underestimated. They thought isolation would break you. They thought pressure would reshape you. They thought silence would erase you. But pressure didn't crush you. It carved you into something unmovable, into something dangerous, into someone who doesn't need approval. Because you already know. You knew when they lied. You knew when they twisted it. You knew when they smiled in your face and poisoned your name behind your back. And still, you didn't bend. Do you understand what that does to a person? It turns pain into precision. It turns doubt into clarity. It turns silence into a weapon. Because truth, real truth, doesn't scream for attention. It waits, it watches, it gathers every piece they tried to scatter, every fragment they tried to destroy, and it rebuilds itself stronger, sharper, undeniable. And now it's here, not creeping, not hiding, but standing in the open, forcing every eye to see, forcing every voice to go quiet, forcing every lie to collapse under its own weight. Look at them, the same ones who questioned you, now questioning themselves, the same ones who dismissed you, now trying to understand, the same ones who buried you, now choking on the dirt they used. That's not revenge, that's something deeper, something colder, something cleaner, something inevitable. That's justice, not the kind that screams in anger, but the kind that arrives in certainty, the kind that doesn't need your energy, because it carries its own gravity. When it lands, everything shifts, and you don't have to fight anymore. You don't have to explain. You don't have to prove a single word, because reality is speaking for you now. Every sleepless night, every tear, every moment you stood alone in your truth while the world turned its back, it all led here, to this moment, where silence breaks, where truth rises, where everything they tried to hide becomes impossible to ignore. So stand still, feel it. Let it sink into your bones. You didn't just survive the lie, you outlasted it. And now the world is watching, as truth takes its place, and the illusion burns. Justice, 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 not coming, not waiting, already done. And now, watch what happens next, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. Not for you, but for them. When truth settles in, it doesn't just expose the lie. It exposes everyone who protected it, every silent witness, every fake supporter, every person who knew and chose convenience over courage. You were never alone. You were surrounded by people who saw and stayed quiet. And now that quiet, it's turning into noise, excuses, backtracking, nervous laughter, sudden support. They're scrambling, trying to reposition themselves on the right side of something they once denied existed. But here's the truth they can't escape. Timing reveals intention. Where were they when you were drowning in doubt? Where were they when your name was being dragged? Where were they when you needed just one voice to say, "Wait, something's not right." Gone, silent, comfortable in your suffering. And now they want to stand next to your victory? No. They don't get to rewrite their role in your story. Because this wasn't just about proving a point. This was about endurance. This was about standing in fire and refusing to become ashes. And you did that. Not loudly, not for attention, but because something inside you refused to die, even when everything around you tried to suffocate it. That's not luck. That's identity. That's the kind of strength people don't understand until they're forced to witness it. And now they are. Every eye that once overlooked you is locked in. Every voice that once dismissed you is gone. Every lie that once stood tall is collapsing in slow motion. Do you feel that weight lifting, that pressure that sat on your chest for so long, making you question your worth, your sanity, your reality? It's gone, because the truth doesn't just expose others. It frees you. It gives you back every piece of yourself they tried to take. Your confidence, your clarity, your voice. And now that you have it back, don't you dare shrink again. Don't you dare lower your tone to make others comfortable. Don't you dare pretend it didn't happen just to keep the peace. No. Let them sit in it. Let them feel the discomfort of being wrong. Let them carry the weight of their silence. Let them face the reality they helped create. Because growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from confrontation. And this is their confrontation. But you're past that, and now it deepens. Because justice doesn't end with exposure. It evolves into transformation. You think this was just about being proven right? No. This was about awakening something inside you that can never be put back to sleep again. Because once you've seen through deception, once you've felt what it's like to be betrayed, doubted, and isolated for holding the truth, you don't go back to who you were. You become sharper, colder, not in cruelty, but in clarity. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop shrinking to fit spaces that tried to erase you. You stop negotiating your truth just to be accepted by those who couldn't even accept themselves. And that shift, that's where your real power begins. Because now, you see everything, the tone in their voice, the hesitation in their words, the hidden motives behind fake smiles. You see it all because you've lived through the consequences of ignoring it. And here's the part that hits the hardest. They know you see it now. That's why they're uncomfortable. That's why they can't look at you the same way. Because you're no longer someone they can manipulate, no longer someone they can gaslight, no longer someone they can rewrite. You've become immune. Not because you built walls, but because you built awareness. And awareness, that's a weapon no one can take from you. So now when they approach you with half-truths, you don't react. When they try to twist reality again, you don't engage. When they attempt to pull you back into the chaos they created, you simply stand there, unmoved, untouched, unreachable. Because you've outgrown the battlefield they're still fighting on. And that terrifies them more than anything, because they can't control what they can't reach. And they can't reach someone who has already risen beyond them. Let that sink in. You didn't just win the battle. You left the war entirely, while they're still stuck, defending lies that are already collapsing. You've stepped into something higher, something quieter, something far more dangerous than anger. Peace, but not the soft kind. Not the kind that comes from ignorance. No. This is earned peace. The kind built from surviving chaos, from walking through betrayal, from standing alone in truth and refusing to surrender it. This peace doesn't make you weak. It makes you untouchable. Because now, nothing they say can shake you. Nothing they do can break you. Nothing they try can reach you. You've already faced worse, and you didn't just survive it. You mastered it. So where does that leave them exposed? Not just to the world, but to themselves. Because when the noise fades, when the lies fall apart, when the distractions disappear, they're left alone with one thing they can't escape: their own reflection. And that's a prison no one can free them from. Because truth doesn't just reveal what happened. It reveals who they chose to be. And now, they have to live with that. While you move forward, not carrying hate, not carrying revenge. This is where it becomes irreversible. There's a point, a very precise moment, where everything you went through stops being a memory and starts becoming your identity. Not the pain, not the betrayal, the evolution it forced out of you. You crossed that point. You're not reacting anymore. You're not trying to make sense of it anymore. You're not even asking why anymore. Because deep down, you already understand something most people never will. It had to unfold exactly like this. Not because you deserved it, but because you were meant to see what others refuse to see. You were meant to feel what others numb themselves to. You were meant to walk through darkness and come out with eyes that can never be deceived again. That changes everything, because now you don't chase validation. You don't wait for approval. You don't explain your truth to people committed to misunderstanding it. You observe. You read between the lines. You catch the silence behind their words. You recognize patterns before they even fully form. And the most powerful part, you trust yourself completely. That voice inside you, the one they tried to silence, the one they tried to make you doubt. It's louder now, clearer, sharper, untouchable. No one gets to rewrite your reality again. No one gets to distort what you know deep down is real. Because you've already lived through the cost of ignoring your instincts, and you survived it. So now, you honor it. Every decision you make carries weight. Every step you take carries awareness. Every boundary you set carries authority. This isn't fear, this is precision. The kind of precision that comes from being tested, broken, rebuilt, and still choosing to stand in truth. Let them talk, let them analyze, let them try to understand a version of you they no longer have access to. They won't get it, because they didn't walk through what you walked through. They didn't carry what you carried. They didn't stand alone the way you did, when everything in you could have collapsed. But you didn't. You held the line, even when your voice shook, even when your mind was tired, even when the world made you feel like the problem for seeing clearly. You held it. That's why this version of you can't be touched. Not by doubt, not by manipulation, not by the opinions of people who couldn't even face the truth when it stood right in front of them. You're operating on a different level now. Calm, but alert. Silent, but aware. Still, but powerful. And that kind of presence, it doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't need to argue. It doesn't need to convince, because it knows. So move forward like that. No hesitation, no second guessing, no shrinking to make others comfortable. Walk with the weight of everything you survived, not as a burden, but as proof. Proof that you endured. Proof that you saw through it. Proof that no matter how deep they buried the truth, you rose with it. And this time, nothing and no one will ever push you back down again.